What up, world? establishedrich coming right back at you. Listen, Max B is officially a free man, and hip-hop is having its moment right now. Not because we celebrate prison, but because we celebrate a black man getting another chance at life after 16 years. 16 years is a long time to lose and a long time to survive. But Max B did his time, he kept his faith, he kept his sanity, and stepped back into the world with a smile.
You can't get too close.
Now let his kids go. Where's daughter?
Let's not get close to the gate, guys. They're gonna tell us to move.
Let's see. Hold up, man. Where's daughter? No sharing. I'm gonna give him the phone. Hold up.
Go by, let's go to the studio.
Brothers back together.
We're going to Morocco. We're going straight, man. We're going straight to Paradise King. Go back, speak to the
Look, let's start with the legacy of Max B before prison. How he impacted an entire sound and an entire era of rap. Max B was wavy before wavy was even a word people used. He was melodic before melodic rap became the template everybody would start using. The way artists today switch between rapping and singing like it's nothing, Max B was doing that in the 2000s. They owe him royalties for that style alone. But before the wave, there was the grind. Max B came up out of Harlem. And if you know Harlem, you know they don't just give you respect. You gotta earn it with blood, sweat, and tears. He linked up with Stack Bundles, he linked up with Jim Jones, and he helped shape the Bird Gang era. But his voice stood out. He had a tone, a pain, a melody, a swagger, something you just couldn't teach. You could hear a Max B hook from 2 blocks away, and you knew who it was. But like too many artists who rise fast, the streets and the industry collided. And in 2009, everything changed on one tragic night in New Jersey. A botched robbery, a bad decision, a situation that spiraled out of control, a life lost, and Max B was sentenced to 75 years in prison. 75 years, let that sink in. The judge didn't just throw the book at him, he threw the whole library. But sitting down a man like Max B isn't just a simple story. The case was complicated, the responsibility was muddy, but the one thing that was clear was that Max B was holding on to hope, and that hope paid off years later when his sentence was reduced. From 75 years to 20. That's not a small reduction. That's a miracle in some people's eyes. That's a divine reversal for a lot of brothers who never get that second chance. He pled guilty to aggravated manslaughter, and the judge gave him a new sentence. And through all of that, Max B never stopped being Max B. He was calling out from prison, speaking on podcasts, recording vocals when he could, and always talking about the future. And that future always involved getting home, getting back to his family, getting back in the world, and getting back to the music if that's what the Lord wanted for him. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the Jim Jones beef. Because if we talk about Max B's story, we got to talk about the Bird Gang split. This was one of the most personal, most emotional, most authentic hip-hop beefs of that era. It wasn't a publicity stunt. It was a friendship turned sour. It was family business gone bad. Max B and Jim Jones had real love for each other at one point, but business, money, and ego got in the way, like they so often do in this industry. The good news is this: time heals all wounds. And before Max came home, we started seeing signs that the beef was put to rest. We saw interviews, we saw acknowledgments, we saw a level of respect resurface that was buried for years. And now that Max B is home, hip-hop has a chance to see a full circle moment we thought we would never see. But let me be clear about something right now. This homecoming is not about music first. This is about a man getting another chance at life. This is about a father getting another chance with his children. Let the music be secondary. Let that be a footnote. The real story is that Max B walked out of those prison gates and into the arms of his family and friends. French Montana was right there. They caught that moment on camera. And look, I'm gonna say this from the heart. A strong support system, that's what can save a man's life, because prison changes you. It hardens you. It breaks others. But Max B came home with joy in him. And that tells you one thing: he still has purpose left in him. Now let's talk about what happens next. Not from a fan's perspective, not from a blogger's perspective, but from a human perspective. Can he still make music? Yes. Will he? Probably. But that should not be the priority. The priority should be healing, rebuilding, reconnecting. Because being home after 16 years means learning the world all over again. But Max B has something most people re-entering society don't have: support. People who care, people who love him, people who want to see him win. And that's why I'm celebrating this moment. Not because he did time, but because he survived time and walked back into the light. We pray for peace, we pray for growth, and we pray for purpose. Life gave maxb a second chance, and it's up to him to decide what he's gonna do with it. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, establish rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.